Police officers around a guard shack, and that is where it is believed that security guard was shot multiple times.
Rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. No word on the identity of that person at this point. A suspect fled.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Now, this is some crazy news that's going on right now in hip hop, man. And the craziest news that you might have heard between this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef pretty much took place on wax, man. Most of the disses and the things that they've been throwing in the mud they've been slinging back and forth has taken place on wax. But there's been some implication in a lot of these lyrics that could lead to some street stuff. Like when Kendrick Lamar called Drake out for being an alleged P3DO, most people were like, whoa, has this beef gone too far? But then he doubled down on it when he dropped his song, They Not Like Us, and people made it a bop. You know, it was still comical. Then you had the BBL Drizzy, which everybody's reacting to. But something more serious and more sinister is, it looks like there was an apparent shooting by Drake's crib, like by Drake's property, man. Now, Drake's property has been taped off, and they're trying to figure the situation out, and the news is all on it. But I want to take everybody back to a situation that everybody kind of just glossed over a couple of days ago, or maybe even like a week ago, that also was serious, man. Now, The Weeknd has been involved in this beef as well, right? The Weeknd is one of the people who has actually been involved in this beef as far as like, you know, dissing Drake. You know, at first it started off, before it was Kendrick versus Drake, it started off as it looks like the Avengers then assembled against Thanos. Drake being Thanos, the Avengers being Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar with Like That, and then attack on whoever else on the side with that, be it The Weeknd because he was on a diss record, and then everybody else throughout hip hop, ASAP Rocky, who was actually on a record, and a lot of other people, right? And it looked like that's what it was going to be, but this morphed into, Drake let it be known that he was ready for the one-on-ones with Kendrick Lamar. And we've all sat back like hip-hop fans and watched this thing play out in amazement. Both of these MCs have shown pure skill and that they pen can get to work. Now, some would say that Drake has been using ghostwriters his whole career, so we don't know if it's his pen or not. But sometimes you could just tell that this is Drake. Like, this is Drake's lyrics. This is him going and dropping these songs. This is him, right? And at a point, it became a point which I called mutual destruction, man, where it looked like Drake and Kendrick Lamar had shot off their big weapons, their big gun. They had pressed the button, you know, to say the least, right, on each other, to where, you know, there would be no coming back from this. And it looks like that point has been crossed because Drake made some accusations about Kendrick Lamar, his wife, and their situation, and that Kendrick Lamar was putting hands on her and all that. Then you have Drake or Kendrick Lamar saying that Drake is a P3DEO. You know what I'm saying? And those are some situations or some words that you can only solve after it being said with the fisticuffs, with the hands. Like, y'all got to knuckle up at some point, it seems like. Then, like I said, Kendrick Lamar lightened the mood again when he dropped Not Like Us. And then Metro Boomin lightened the mood again when he dropped BBL Drizzy, man. The beat that he released for free and for everybody to listen to and drop their own verses and made it a contest. It made it fun again, you know what I'm saying, after they both fired off their nukes at each other, right? Well, something might be playing out in the streets. And I want to go to a news source there in Canada that's breaking this, and they're talking about exactly what went down at Drake's house. You know what I mean? Now, this is from a local news publication there in Toronto, and basically it says this in the headline you can see. It says, Drake property taped off by police after shooting in area. Man seriously injured in early morning shooting, police say. So somebody actually got hit. Somebody got shot by Drake's crib, man. And this is coming from the Toronto police. And you can see this picture here with the Toronto police cordoned off an area near a property owned by the rapper Drake on Tuesday following a police shooting. Police have released few details at this time. Now, what's scary and which might really scare people is, I hope this isn't just a crazed fan. hopefully somebody wasn't listening to all these diss records and took it upon themselves to go handle something in the streets that really ain't got nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? If what they say about Drake is true, I'm sure the laws are going to be involved. There's a lot of people saying that it's not true. And it's so messy and such a nasty thing to be talking about that it's like you could almost you could see where people are kind of trying to back off from it, until there's further proof or talk about what's going on. But there's clips on TikTok and videos that make you uncomfortable when you see them and stuff like that. But it looks like, it would be crazy if some nut took it in their hands to go and try to do something to Drake and somebody ended up getting hurt or shot in the process. You know what I'm saying? This is real craziness, man, to say the least. Now, the story goes on to say this. It says rapper Drake's property in Toronto's ritzy Bridle Path neighborhood was taped off by police early Tuesday after a man was seriously injured in a shooting in the area. The shooting happened around 2:10 a.m. Eastern Time near the corner of Bayview and Lawrence Avenues. Toronto police said in a brief post on X, formerly Twitter, responding officers found a man badly injured and he was taken to the hospital. So it looks like somebody got shot at 2:10 a.m. in the morning, man, outside of Drizzy's crib, man. Now, the crazy part is, man, that Bridle Path or Brittle Path or whatever, he's put that in the lyrics. Drake's address has been out there forever for everybody to see. He was even featured in an architectural magazine because of, how magnificent his crib is. But now, all that might come back to haunt him. He might have to move or something, man, because you might have some people out there who have serious feelings about what he's being accused of who are crazy. And I don't advise anybody to do anything in the street to anybody involved in this beef. That's not the way to handle this, you know what I'm saying? Let the lyrics play out for the lyrics and let us enjoy what the lyrics are as fans. I know at a point it crossed a path where it's like you're looking at both artists like with the side eye, and I know everybody still is, but man, it's to take all this and then make it personal is crazy. Now, that's just an assumption. I don't know what happened here. Nobody knows what happened here. But obviously something happened here where somebody got shot and somebody was taken away in serious condition. So when they say serious condition, there's levels of the condition the shooting victim is in. If it was minimal, they would have said that. When they say somebody is seriously injured, sometimes there's different even levels within serious and seriously injured to where, they could be calling that person's family already and letting them be known like, hey man, it ain't looking good. You know what I mean? Now, they're also saying at the end here, let's get to the end of the story where it says, a suspect fled in a vehicle, police said. No descriptions of either the suspect or the vehicle were provided by police. Now, I said this amongst my friends. My homeboys out in Cali and stuff, they've been tearing my phone up ever since this beef started, man. They really all in. They are 100% in on this beef. Like you would never believe. And they're emotionally invested. Everybody is, because it's a beef, it's a battle, it's ooh, and all that. But this dude, like, if somebody really went to the streets, and I was thinking, and I bring up my homeboys in Cali and all that, because I was thinking, like, if he went out to LA, he just, LA, I know y'all look at Drake like, oh, it's impossible. No. LA has a history of putting the hurting on rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care that you're a famous rapper. They don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to live out there in LA if you're not rich. So everybody who's not rich does anything and everything to get by, and they ain't ashamed to do it. And it's a scary thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's not right, and people shouldn't live like that. But it's a sad actuality. They don't care about you being famous or nothing like that. And if they feel the need to go on you or to squeeze you or to extort you, even like Kendrick Lamar said in the lyrics, they're going to do that, man. So I was like, Drake, man, I know he's got people out in Cali and LA or whatever, and he might think they got his back, but I would just lay off of anything West Coast if I was him. I'd leave it alone. But to think in his hometown of Toronto something crazy happened is wild. So, man, let's actually look at some of the response on social media and the post that DJ Academics made that showed the news story. All right, so here's a post from DJ Academics, and it says this. It says, shooting at Drake's house 2 a.m. this morning. local Toronto news outlets reporting on it. So it looks like this is a clip from the news right here that somebody filmed at their location there in Canada. So let's see what this says, right?
One man was rushed to hospital with serious injuries. No word on the identity of that person at this point. A suspect fled in a vehicle, but police say so far there is no description. Once again, this is a live look outside of 21 Park Circle Lane in the Bridle Path, which is widely known to be the home of Toronto-born rapper Drake. You can stay with us here on BTN City this morning. One man was rushed to hospital with serious injuries. No word on the identity of that person at this point. A suspect fled in a vehicle, but police say so far there is no description. Once again, this is a live look outside of 21 Park Circle Lane in the Bridle Path, which is widely known to be the home of Toronto-born rapper Drake. You can stay with.
That's crazy. You heard, man. So one suspect, had fled, and then one person was seriously injured, man. They were shot, man, which is, like I said, is crazy, man. So there's several different pictures and videos and things out there. But, yo, this is the most up-to-date that I can see out there that was posted by DJ Academics. Now, as I said earlier, man, this is a crazy situation, man. You got Drake's crib is out there for all to see, man. Everybody knows where Drake lives. It's even been put in the battle in the beef because it's the thumbnail for one of the songs. Like, it's the picture for the song They Not Like Us that Kendrick Lamar dropped. So, it's not like it's a big mystery where Drake stays. And, there's all sorts of rumors and mystery around his crib now because of the whole beef and because of all these rumors of parties and all these accusations and the beef. But, man, what's crazy about this is this looks like it has potential to play out in the streets because I want to talk about a story that nobody is talking about anymore, man. Now, there's a whole nother situation that I want to include in this. There was a situation that took place out in Canada, in LA with the Weeknd. Now, the Weeknd was on a diss track at Drake, right? Well, there was a situation where his manager's crib got shot up and somebody else was shot. Like his security guard was shot. So this got the streets thinking like, is this some retaliation? Because remember, the Weeknd is also from Canada. He's also from Toronto. His manager, Cash XO, is from Toronto, man. And there was a shooting that took place in that situation as well. So let's bring up the picture of the guy or of the situation that we're talking about, right? Now, this was a post right here where somebody talked about what was happening, man. And I think it's called like Keep It 6 Solid. So I believe the 6 is a Toronto, page. And they basically posted this. And it says, shooting takes place outside of Cash XO's home in LA. Now, Cash XO is the co-owner of XO Entertainment, which is the Weeknd's label. They getting money. They getting big paper. And there was obviously a shooting outside of his crib only a week ago, right? And don't forget that Cash XO was dissed in Drake's song, and Drake's made a line specifically saying that Cash XO, he be paying for dudes like we pay for chicks or something like that. Real disrespectful line, right? So it looks like there's beef between the Weeknd's camp and Drake's camp, and it's been for years, right? But it looked like there was a shooting that took place in LA during the heat of the beef only a week ago, and nobody was talking about it, man. But let's actually look at the news story from that. All right, so let's play this news story from social media where they talk about the shooting that took place outside of Cash XO's house, where one of his security guards is in serious condition still from that shooting in LA, man. Don't tell me this whole Drake beef and Kendrick beef is already starting to play out in the streets, but let's check it out.
Breaking news out of Encino, where a security guard has been wounded outside of a music executive's home.
Gigi Graciette is live there with all the details. Gigi.
And the man, we're told, is fighting for his life. He's in his early 30s in critical condition and at last check was in surgery. You are looking live at this.
Now that's wild. So there's a difference there. They said he's in critical condition. So the manager from the Weeknd or whatever, the manager from the Weeknd or his business partner, His security guard was in critical condition and immediately rushed to surgery. That's bad.
This private road here in Encino, LAPD and their investigators still here. Take a look at this video just shot for you. You can see police officers around a guard shack, and that is where it is believed that security guard was shot multiple times around 2:30 this morning. 911 receiving many calls from people who said they heard 3 to 4 gunshots, and it's possible the victim was alert and conscious and managed to call 911 himself, telling police that he had just been shot here at the home. The suspects, 3 men, all reportedly armed.
Now, you see the security little tower right there. They said that the guy called police himself, say, hey, man, I've been shot. Man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. You see the XO right there. You know this is the Weeknd's, you know, his logo or whatever for XO Entertainment. And it looks like this is that Cash XO dude's house. This was probably the security tower or whatnot, or the security shack where the security guards, you know, secure the property, man. And they're looking in there and they're like, okay, is this where he was shot or whatnot?
Armed with guns, wearing hoodies, took off running right after the shooting. Now, the multi-million-dollar home belongs to Amir Ismailian, better known as Cash XO, who together with recording artist The Weeknd founded XO Records and has made quite a name for himself in the music industry. At least 4 people were inside the home at the time of the shooting, and it is believed that the security guard was working for Ismailian, who earlier we were told was at home at the time of the shooting. We're working to confirm that.
Now this is wild, because there's a shooting a week ago at the Weeknd's crib. He's been mentioning every diss song. He's been dissed. Yeah, like it's been going back and forth. He dissed Drake all the time. They got this beef that's been going on that started off because I think they both were messing with the same chick. Some people say it was Bella Hadid. Nobody knows if it was or not. You know, it's just rumors. But bruh, I don't know. It seems like some of this might be playing out in the streets when you start talking about back-to-back shootings, man. You know, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So it looks like, you know, the security guard, he got shot. He was immediately. Now, I don't know if he survived this, but I haven't heard of anything of him passing away. But as you heard, man, there was a lot to digest there. There was a lot going on. So let's listen to that last part one more time.
For himself in the music industry, at least 4 people were inside the home at the time of the shooting, and it is believed that the security guard was working for Ismailian, who earlier we were told was at home at the time of the shooting. We're working to confirm that. Again, a man left fighting for his life after being shot here. Police working on the theory that this was possibly an attempted burglary or home invasion, but they ran into the security guard first, shot him.
See, the tricky part about that, you heard they ran to the security guard tower first and shot him. The thing about LA is they're infested with home invasions. Like it's like they have their own column for how many home invasions and break-in robberies that they have. It's so many. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how there's usually a blotter of police reports. They got their own section for robberies or whatever, right? So it's an easy cover for somebody who's really trying to put in some work or do some dirt. Stage it to make it look like a robbery and then carry out the shooting or whatnot. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened here, but it's a possibility because LA has a lot of, you know, home invasions. Like I said, the people who don't have money in LA, they could barely scrape. It's day by day for them. It's tough. You know, it's really bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then, you know, you got prices just on the regular going up. I can only imagine the streets are probably out there really active and acting crazy, man. So, you know, LA this could be coincidence, but I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all think this is coincidence or not, man. But this seems too close to what's going on with this battle to be a coincidence.
Possibly an attempted burglary or home invasion, but they ran into the security guard first, shot him, and then those suspects took off running. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Yeah, now we don't know what the security guards, you know, what was up with him or his history or anything like that. He might have had some beef, but like a home invasion or a fake home invasion, like I said, is a good cover for somebody who's really trying to put in some work or get somebody out of here. But this is crazy, man. And I don't know how people aren't connecting the dots on this, but man, I think it's a possibility these two things could be connected. And this thing might have been in the streets already, so when things get in the streets, you know what it is. Now you have the story of a shooting at Drake's house, and you're like, okay, man, is it possible that, this shooting was in retaliation? You know what I'm saying? Because of the Drake Kendrick or the Drake Weeknd thing. It might not even have to do with Kendrick. It could be somebody who's crazy out there, or it could be a retaliation shooting. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section, man. I can't wait to hear what y'all think about this, because this is crazy. But with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell, so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.